Good morning. This is Luciano Santini, and we're going to talk a little bit about leadership today. And you know that for any type of leadership, you need strategy as well. So, I like to talk about strategy. What is strategy? Now, what is the definition of strategy? Just the word strategy, and what does it really mean? Now, what it means is this: a strategy is a long term purpose. Now, I want you to think about that because for an organization to create or have a strategy, they have to have a purpose. This purpose has to be articulated, explained in a very clear, where it becomes a coherent plan, and simplified for implementation. Now you have a strategy for success. But what does that really mean? That means that your leadership have to be able to be very specific, very clear, and make it so simple that it can be implemented by somebody else, whether it's a manager or a staff member. But if you don't have it where you can't communicate it where it makes sense and coherent to just regular people, then don't expect your lower staff or your lower level leadership to be able to implement it and have that expectation, because it's not going to work. So now that you have a strategy, how does a great leader implement it? Well, a leadership must have an understanding that strategy and leadership are the inspiration and the value that an organization becomes in the eyes of external customers, but also to your internal customers or staff. Now, what does that mean? What that means is just simple, that you must be able to communicate to your staff, to your lower level supervisors or managers, and they should be able to implement it, but only if upper leadership has communicated that very, very clearly. Now, I want you to think about that. Sometimes we create directives, we create new policies, we change new policies, and I have to tell you that sometimes, if you cannot communicate those changes to your managers to be able to implement it, then they're going to look back at you and ask you for a strategy to be able to implement it. And guess what? You're not going to have a strategy because you never really had one. You only created something that you want changed. And for that change to take place, you have to have a strategy. So remember, leadership and strategy are the inspiration that either brings or adds value to your customers and your staff. So with that, my friends, have a great day.